And now, a man with giant areolas, Mike Taylor.
Oh, man. You know, when we started doing some of these shows remotely, LG didn't want to do remotes. He said it was a colossal waste of time. He wanted to just not do Cowboys post-game show this year, but I drug his ass out here.
Not entirely true.
Not entirely true. Kind of. When we agreed to start doing these shows, then you start begging people to come hang out with you and drink beer with you and watch games and, watch you do a show. You beg them to come out. That way they make you look good with the client, That's the point. You have them come out. It makes you look good. The boss feels like, oh, okay, cool. I've got these ding-dongs doing this podcast out here after games at my bar. And if you got people out here, that makes us look good. Makes the boss feel like he made the right decision. And then you've got and it's an investment for a bar to waste their time and have us out here and have us use up their electricity and their Wi-Fi. So that being said, so Thunderdome has participated in these shows. The Ringer did what they had to do these shows. I almost want to apologize to everybody involved today because the New England Patriots are a bunch of suck asses. Oh my God. Most of our crowd's gone because everybody was falling asleep and yawning in the third quarter. The Giants were terrible on opening night, right? They were pretty much non-competitive, but they were not nearly as non-competitive as the Patriots were today. That was just one of those snake bite games that the Giants got caught up into a bunch of crap, and the thing got away from them. In all my years watching the Cowboys, and I'm sure that I don't want to be hyperbolic here, and I'm sure that I'll think of another time, but at the top of my head, certainly not in recent memory, have the Cowboys played somebody that failed to show up in every single category the way the Patriots did. The Patriots have ruined our Cowboys Overreact show because they were the Ringer did their part, we're doing our part, Thunderdome did its part, the Cowboys did their part, the Patriots did not. How in the hell? Imagine how much money did the New England Patriots waste Bob Kraft today, the owner of the Patriots, to put that many human beings on an airplane, fly them across the country, stick them in a hotel, fly them all the way back, all the gear, all the manpower, all of the things that are required to just play a game, especially a road game, and you go out and shit the bed the way the New England Patriots did today. I can't even think of – I honestly cannot think of anything that the Cowboys got out of this game. I mean, what did we find out about Dallas today? In the first half, before it was a blowout, I thought, well, okay, the Cowboys are clearly better than New England here. But New England's got, Mac Jones is on occasion, and they'll probably play pretty solid defense. And, they're going up against Bill Belichick, the GOAT, and he's probably got a decent game plan to disrupt Dak a little bit here. So the Cowboys will probably win, but it's going to be 20-12, 24-16, something like that. And it'll be one of those tight games that the Cowboys pull away, early in the fourth. But my word, they didn't do shit. They didn't do shit right. The Patriots are horrible today anyway. They're now 1-3. How in the world did they win their one game? I don't have any idea. The Patriots were awful, so awful. I don't know what is to be gained, but that's fine. So I guess what you gained is a win. If you're the Cowboys, you gained a W. You get out of here relatively healthy. I think Zach Martin's going to be okay. Zach went out. He did something to his left leg, but he was on the sideline yakking it up at the end of the game, so I don't think it's very bad. Micah Parsons got banged up early in the game and looked like he tweaked his ankle or did something. He stretched something the wrong way, but it wasn't the dreaded high ankle sprain like we were all worried about out here at the Ringer. And he came back and played the entire rest of the game. So I guess Mike is probably going to be sore tomorrow, but I think he's okay. Zach Martin's probably going to be sore tomorrow, but I think he's going to be okay. I'm worried about Rico Dowdle, the pretty good backup for the Cowboys at running back, who had to leave the game late third, early fourth with what they're calling a hip problem. And that's scary. When you start dealing with toes and backs and hips, those are things that scare you. So outside of maybe losing Rico Dowdle, the backup running back, they get out of here pretty healthy, which is all you can ask for to have 90% health after a game. But did Dak Prescott get any better? Did we learn a lot from Dak Prescott? Did he look like – did he play like, well, last week was an anomaly and he's figured it out? And, is Mike McCarthy a better play caller now? And we knew there'd be a bit of a – a growing pain part of the season early on with the Cowboys, with Dak and with Mike McCarthy having to get on the same page with one another. And it's totally affected Dak's game, although a lot of y'all were shocked that I came out last week and said that I had filed divorce proceedings against Dak Prescott as quarterback, and that's true. But it's not like he can't be better than he was today in other games or last week. He's a better ball player than he was last week. But is he going to get it much better than he was today? I don't know. It's hard to figure when the other team doesn't bother to show up the way they did not show up. It's hard to put that. It's hard to know anything. I mean, did the defense get better? I mean, did we really is Deron Bland really that good? I mean, he's had 8 interceptions now in the last season and a half, and that's damn good, don't get me wrong. But when you're just serving up layup interceptions like that, and I'm not trying to poo-poo on the win. The win is a win, and you never apologize for winning in the NFL. But my word, I don't know that they got any better. But again, man, I'm not only Taylor would piss on a 38-3 win. Well, I'm not pissing on it. I'm just saying I don't know what the progress was. It was 3.5 more hours of McCarthy and Dak working together. There you go. It's that. Cooper Rush earned his letter jacket by getting to play for the second time already in 4 weeks in mop-up duty, and that's good too. You didn't get anybody significant hurt as far as I can tell. We'll see how the postgame goes. And we didn't even get to see Zeke Elliott all that much, which is highly unfortunate. They didn't play Zeke much, which sucked. So I don't know what the hell you got out of this. It was a boring 38-3 victory over an organization in the New England Patriots that did not even bother showing up and damn sure did not field a competitive team. You don't apologize for winning. You never do that in the NFL. W's in the NFL are hard enough to come by. But it has been a long time, years, since I've seen an NFL team as non-competitive as what the Patriots were today. Whatever the game, with the Cowboys, they got to win. You move on because now you've got a brutal stretch here where you've got back-to-back road games. Sunday night in San Francisco, and then Monday night in L.A. against the Chargers. And the Chargers, a lot of people pick the Chargers to go to the Super Bowl, and it's early in the year. We'll see. The Chargers have a lot of talent. They've got Kellen Moore calling plays. And the Chargers almost coughed up a win and lost it on to the Raiders today, but they won 24-17. But it's a tough game. The Chargers are a hell of a lot better than the Patriots, and the 49ers are a hell of a lot better than all of them. So it's a brutal 2-game stretch in which you're hoping to just somehow split the next 2 games going into the bye week. So had you lost this game today, now you're 2-2, facing 2 very difficult trips to the West Coast. And they lost today. I mean, they're staring 2-4 in the face. So you don't lose. You win. You go to 3-1. You take advantage of a team that wasn't ready to play at all. And even if the Cowboys lose the next 2 weeks, that'll put them at 3-3 going into the bye week. And that doesn't mean the season is over. It's the NFL, and who the hell knows ever what's going to happen. So there's that. We are at the Ringer, the pub on Thousand Oaks and Jones Maltzberger today. It's Cowboys Overreact, brought to you by the law offices of Orlando Kell. You can jump in here and chat with us if you want to. The new law office of this show on Sundays and the official Wednesday program sponsor, People I Want to Punch, is Orlando Kell. They do family law. And they do arrests. If you get popped by the cops driving home from a bar tonight, well, it's not good, but this is still America, and you still deserve defense. And, well, Orlando Kell's the guy to call and get defense. He also specializes in divorce and family law, and custody and visitation issues, father's rights, enforcements and modifications and such. It's Orlando Kell, the official lawman of Thunderdome. Hit him up at 210-775-4995. It's 775-4995. Did I see that right? That was the worst loss in Bill Belichick's career. And he's been coaching a long time. And he coached with the Browns, too. And everybody thought he sucked when he went to the Browns. Well, they thought when he went to the Browns, he was going to be the young, new hotshot coach in the league. And we could dig up the bones of Newt Rockne, and his ass ain't going to win a lot of games in Cleveland the last 40 years. So this goes back to when Belichick was with the Browns, though, when he was the young hotshot, and then the Browns sucked while he was there, and he got fired. Then I think he wound up with the Giants for a long time, working with Parcells as the defensive coordinator. But we're going back to this is a guy who's been a head coach in the NFL since the late 80s, who has never had a loss as porous as what was out there today. I'm sure that Bill Belichick is still every bit as good a coach as he always has been. And it's not his fault, I guess is what I'm saying. They got to get rid of Mac Jones. I called him Cam Jones on Twitter today. I mean, who gives a shit what his name is? Somebody just shouldn't be in the league. And his body language was off. I feel bad for Belichick. He's invested 2 years in Mac Jones, for the kid from Bama. When he took Mac Jones out of the game today, Mac Jones actually looked relieved, like, oh, thank God. He did not want to be out there anymore. He was miserable. He actually had a smile on his face when he, fist bumped Victoria's own Bailey Zappi, who got mop-up duty today. I would have started Zappi in the third quarter. And I would release Mac Jones. I've seen all I can see from him. And, he was happy when Belichick finally pulled the hook. He was happy. What kind of bullshit is that? If I'm the head coach, it doesn't matter how awful my starter is. If I pull him, he better be dog cussing me on the sideline. He ought to be in my face calling me a son of a bitch. I want to see that. If I bench my starting quarterback, he ought to be pissed. That kid was thrilled to be out of that game. I wouldn't play him again. The Patriots are bad, and they need to try to get under the top 5 of the draft and get one of these other stud quarterbacks in college, because Mac Jones ain't it. So that's all I got to say about the Patriots. Worst loss. How about that? So in back-to-back years, Dak Prescott has ended Tom Brady's career. Well, he did. It was his last game, the Tampa playoff game. And now Dak has handed a 35-point loss to the great Bill Belichick. Dak owns the Patriots. And Tom Brady, good Lord, I'm obviously kidding. Here's what that's what I'll take out of the way of this game today. 2 things. I appreciate folks that showed up All of our people have gone home with the exception of a few, and I don't blame them. I think they mostly wanted to show up and drink beer with us, LG, rather than watch us do this ding-dong show. And especially,
I feel like that's usually the case.
Yeah. And so what happens is, and if you get these blowouts like this, mid-third quarter, everybody leaves, and it's like, well, I got to drink a beer with Taylor and meet LG and, whatever, and that was cool. And then they bail out of here. So it's just blame the Patriots, man. Maybe maybe the next time we're out here, which is 6-7 weeks before we're out here again, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Maybe by then it'll be a big game and it'll mean a lot. It'll go down to the wire, and we'll have to go to overtime and all this kind of thing. But I think primarily people just want to come out and drink beers with us and eat empanadas. So that's what I took out.
Those empanadas were good.
So that's what I took out of this day. We got to have fun. I got to drink some beer here at the Ringer. I got to meet some old school Thunderdomers and some ones I've not met before today, which was really cool. And shout out to Fat Tummy Empanadas. Fat, orale. He's fat and he's good.
Yep.
So I'll let you in on the secret. Historically, I don't love empanadas.
No. Well, these aren't the Mexican empanadas.
See,
though.
I didn't know that.
These are Argentinian.
Now, I don't want to offend my mother or my girlfriend, but I don't like empanadas usually. They're too greasy. What's that? Every guy loves an empanada. I don't love them. I think that they're normally greasy. I don't love empanadas. And I'm not kissing ass just because Fat Tummy was out here in the parking lot. Those were far and away the best empanadas I ever had. And then LG then reminded me it's not Mexican. I'm not trying to offend Mexicano. That was an Argentinian style they had.
Oh, yeah.
It was not greasy. The beef was awesome. The crust around the beef was different from what I'm used to,
I feel like
too.
the Mexican ones are more pie crusty, like more pastry-like.
It's almost like a torta, maybe. The Mexican
it's a little different.
style.
The Argentinian one was a lot different.
Yeah, that was delicioso. So shout out to Fat Tummies. Hell, I wound up having 2 of them.
Yeah,
I'm good to go, man.
I had the spicy beef. I was kind of upset they ran out of the sweet empanadas. I really wanted to try that guava one.
Yeah.
And now I can't think of guava without thinking of sex now because you brought it up the other day.
Wait a minute. How did I mention? What?
You said like guava's pink, so you think of Pink, not the singer.
Oh, no, not Pink, not the singer.
Yeah, not the one who performed at the Alamo Dome.
Well, you know what? That was toward the end of the show, and I decided to make a sex joke to get us out.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was doing. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was excited to come out here and get my mouth around some of that pink guava today, but they were out of them. How about that? That's all good. So I got the beef. And I'm still burping. I got the beef with the potatoes, and it was good. So that's what I took out of the day. We got empanadas that were good. We got to hang out with Kevin at the Ringer and some Thunderdomers. And the Cowboys beat the shit out of the Patriots. And
November 5th.
All as well.
That's when
Is that our next game?
That's when we'll be back here. It's a
Who
little
they
over
playing?
a month from today.
Who do they play on November the 5th?
I don't know.
I'll tell you. Hang on. I got
what you sent me.
Let me pull out my trusty pocket schedule with Dak Prescott on the cover.
We do have a Spurs watching party here.
We do.
On
which
October
I think
25th.
now that's going to be a lot more fun than what today was, I bet you. So we have win, loss. I need to update my little pocket schedule here. Mm-hmm. Win, loss, win today. So that's good. 3-1 going into this 2-game stretch here in San Francisco, and then out to L.A. with the Chargers going into the bye week. I think 3-1 was that. It's not what you should be. They ought to be 4-0, but they shit the bed
who are
in
they
Phoenix
playing
last week.
November 5th.
Oh, yeah, that's the reason I pulled the pocket schedule out.
And December 17th.
I'm pissed at the Cowboys, man, because they're so much better than they played last week. The schedule's only going to get more difficult. Guys are going to get hurt. They lost Trayvon Diggs last week. It's inevitable you're going to have more guys get hurt. And you go out and shit the bed against Arizona last week. You ought to be 4-0 going into these next 2 weeks. But no, you're the Cowboys, and Dak Prescott's only decent. He's not as good as he used to be, and now you're 3-1, not 4-0. November the 9th. 5th. That's when we'll be back out here. That's at the Eagles.
All right.
Okay.
I'm cool with
your
that.
Eagles at 325.
The undefeated Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, they are. They damn near lost today. You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. Let me jump on my dude Ron Rivera. I love Ron Rivera, not just because he's Mexican. I love him because he's a good coach. And they call him Riverboat Ron. Riverboat Ron went full pizza today for the Washington Commander Skins. They throw a desperation pass at the end of the fourth quarter with no time on the clock, pulled it within a point of the Eagles in Philadelphia, mind you. And I'm thinking, you know what? You're not very good. You got Sam Howell as your freaking quarterback. You're on the road. The Eagles are better than you. Why take your chances in overtime with the Eagles who are better than you? Go for 2, man. Go for effing 2. And they don't do it, and they puss out and kick the extra point and go to overtime. And what do the Commander Skins wind up doing? Losing. Because Philadelphia's better than you are. That was the pussification of the Washington football team is what that was. And so you're right, the Eagles are now 4-0. So the Cowboys stay within a game of them. If I'm Washington, I go for the win right there, but they don't do it. Whatever. So, by the way, I had a damn good day picking. Hang on, I got to get my glasses.
Nose?
What's that? No, my glasses. Sorry, I look like Rick Perry with my glasses. So here's the NFL scoreboard today. What's it? Oh, yeah, you got to be quicker on that.
Yeah,
he's getting slow. He's been drinking too much. Let's see.
Too much Topo Chico.
I was going to say, I'm just doing a bit. LG quit drinking. When did you quit drinking, dude?
I didn't exactly quit drinking.
You rarely do it.
Yeah, I had a beer the other night after the UTSA volleyball game, or the soccer game.
Just a beer?
Maybe, I think 2.
Okay, all right. So you drink about once a week probably.
Like 1 or 2 beers a week.
Was it because you were getting fat? Really?
Part of it.
Part of it? Okay,
Yeah,
okay. All right. We just need to get you laid, bro, and you'll forget all that no drinking shit.
Well, that'll help with the fat, too. It's like a workout, It's exercise.
So on my picks today, and going back from Thursday through now, we got 2 more games, obviously. We got Chiefs and Jets tonight. By the way, the Jets are on national TV how many times? Can we start flexing the Jets' ass off Sunday night, Monday Night Football already? What an ass whip. Because of Aaron Rodgers going down, who the hell wants to watch the Jets? It's stupid. Get their ass off primetime television. So we got Chiefs at Jets tonight. The Chiefs will probably hang 50 on their ass. And then we got Giants in Seattle tomorrow night. So today, and Thursday and all today, I went 11-3 on my picks so far. What's up, Holmes? Shit. I've only missed 3 games so far. I picked the damn Packers to beat the Lions the other night because it was at Lambeau. But I'm going to have to start picking the Lions because I've picked against them every week and they've won. They're 3-1. My Dolphins let me down. I'm not shocked the Dolphins got beat in Buffalo. Buffalo's a good team, and they're really, really good at home. I'm shocked that the Dolphins got rickrolled the way they got beat today, 48-20. Yeah. So that's my Dolphins. A week after hanging 70 on the shitty Broncos, the Bills get just trucked today. The Dolphins get trucked by the Bills, so I didn't get that one. And my boy Joe Burrow, man, a Dolphin in another team's uniform. My boy Joe Burrow with all that swagger and confidence. The Bengals are now 1-3. But it's not shocking they lost at Tennessee. What's surprising to me is the way they got their ass kicked 27-3. That's insane. The Bengals are a hell of a lot better than this. Burrows, I know he's banged up with a bad calf. But they're better than 1-3, but there's time to get it turned around in that division, I do believe. All right, and I got all the other ones right. So I'm 11-3 on picks, and that's good. So that's where we are. The game was so boring, I'm now relegated to giving you how my picks went. The reports on Zach Martin are good. He should be fine. Zach Martin, who, of course, missed last week with a tweaked ankle. They were looking at his left leg today, a little bit higher up on the ankle, so we weren't sure if it was I'm not sure if he re-aggravated the ankle or it's something new, but he was cutting up on the sideline with guys at the end of the game, so I think he's okay. I'm worried about Rico Dowdle. I already mentioned that. Did y'all notice that Zeke looks good? Maybe not as a player anymore, but he looks sharp. He's cut all that ridiculous hair off. He didn't look like a woman today. He didn't have that dumbass headband on, and he got rid of that stupid ass loop ring it makes him look like he looks like a female stripper is what he's always looked like all these years with the Cowboys. He looks like something called Cinnamon you'd see at the men's club with a pair of titties. But
Shadynasty?
Yeah, he's been a Shadynasty Elliott for several years. That's the line of the show. Nice work. He looked great. He still has a little of those loops in there, but I'm cool with that. He got rid of that dumbass bull ring here in the middle. And he looks sharp with that hair. He looks like a grown-ass man. Good for Zeke Elliott. I'll bet you if I'm Zeke, I retire before the end of the year. Do you really want to spend an entire year with that shitty team, putting your body through that for another 14 weeks? Does he really, really, really want to do that? Surely not. Come on, Zeke. Come home, Bubba. Retire as a Cowboy and move back to your house in the Metro 6 and go see Shadynasty at the club rather than tear your ass apart up in Boston. He has to live in Boston, which is one of the most racist cities in America. He has to go put his body through hell for another 3 months for a team going nowhere, playing with Mac and Jones with that dickhead Bill Belichick. And you know Belichick's going to be miserable to be around because they suck. I wonder if Zeke will finish the year and just he's going to wake up one morning and think, dude, I just want to go home to Dallas and get low-key faded, bro. I don't want to do this anymore. I feel bad for Zeke. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. All right. I started the show off by saying that I am not sure what the Cowboys gained today other than a win. On an individual level, I don't know. Y'all know how much I love Deron Bland. I guess I'll say he gained something, even though those were 2 layup interceptions. Not to take away from what he did, and he's got 8 picks now in the last 2 years, which leads the league. And he's been forced outside. You know, I'm just fishing for positive, fishing for things that somebody must have gained in this layup game. So Bland's been playing a lot of slot nickel corner, and he's good at it. But with my boy Diggs going down for the year, they have moved Bland outside to cover corner outside. And obviously his first game doing it was freaking stellar. It's his second game doing it. And he has 2 picks and a pick 6, and that's great. But the competition's going to improve vastly over the next couple of weeks with that Brock Purdy next week. And then that 6'10" avatar in L.A., Justin Herbert. And so the competition will get better, and the wide receivers that Bland will cover over the next couple of weeks will get better. But good start for him, and that's it, man. I mean, that's really it. That's it. I'm not going to sit up here and waste a bunch of time when we got more shit that I got more things I'm concerned with, like my Astros who won the division, and my new show that I'm going to be starting on Tuesday. You still showing up for that show, dude? You still want to do it? So they've been. We got promotion last night. No, we got real big promotion last night at the Hispanic Chamber Gala. 1,300 people showed up for their meals. Pretty good too. We had a little prime rib, and my boy was the MC last night. Ernie MC'd it, and I'm like, I texted Ernie Zuniga before the banquet last night. I'm like, a real gangster would give our show a plug in front of all these people. I thought he was not going to do it. He totally did it. And it was like right off the top, too. He's like, good evening, everybody. He welcomed everybody to the gala and immediately mentioned our show. So that's pretty good.
So I guess we're committed to it now. Huh?
Oh, yeah, well, at least for 1 week.
We have to do it now?
No, so I'm going to do a podcast with longtime KABB Fox man Ernie Zuniga. And longtime, highly successful former WOAI newsman, Cleto Rodriguez. Me and Cleto and Ernie are doing a show on Tuesday. And we're going to post it on all of our different socials. So we'll have it on all of our channels here on Spotify and YouTube and all that stuff.
No.
And then they're going to go post it on their respective social medias and websites and such. Ernie's he has a pretty successful podcast in his own right, not as successful as this one, but it's successful in its own right. Ernie, he does that. He does that pickup lines. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Which I've been a guest on. It's a great bit. And Cleto is Mr. Hustle. That dude's always got his stand-up comedy bits, and he's got his every other Wednesday night. He's doing his comedy shows that he hosts out at Mi Familia up at the Rim.
That dude is working hard.
Every 2 weeks, Cleto goes up and has a rim job.
Womp womp.
He does. I stole that joke, by the way. It's not original, but anyways.
I don't have a sad trombone. Here you go.
We